Hi, my name is Kate. I'm also known as Two Little Kits. Welcome to my 23rd FlossTube. It's been a bit of a quiet week regarding stitching and updates and things like that, so it's probably not going to be a very long FlossTube, but I do have some things to share, so let's get started. So I'm going to start off this FlossTube with a disclaimer that my kids are running free at the moment. In a way, they're fine, but it is possible that I will get interrupted or maybe even a visit on camera. So just an FYI, because it is currently Sunday, the 15th of May. So I am pushing it pretty fine to when I would want to release my FlossTube, but it's been a crazy 2 weeks. Yeah, I haven't been able to get it done until now, but that happens. Anyway, first off, I want to share some things that I got. It's not that exciting, really, honestly, but it's stuff, and stuff is cool. I got a bunch of new floss, and funnily enough, I actually discovered yesterday, I think it was, that I'm still missing a color of DMC floss. I thought I had all of them, except maybe like the more specialty threads. I don't have, for example, all of the glow-in-the-dark ones because I have no need for them, or haven't had a need for them yet. But yeah, I thought I had all of the regular, like these floss, the 6-strand cotton, but I'm missing 905 or 905. So that's a fun fact, I guess. I found out because I needed it for a pattern, of course, so I had to substitute. But the substitute came out fine, and I'll show you that because it's actually a finished piece. So anyway, I got a bunch of floss. A lot of them are things that I'm low on, so a lot of the browns and like I use this, the pewter grey 3799 a lot. So I got 2 of those. But I did get some nicer colors, just sort of random colors for just kind of having on hand for things like photos and stuff like that. Because the colors that I do have, which I'll show you my box of extras. This is my box of extras. A lot of the colors are really kind of ugly when you put them all together like this. And so yeah, I got some nicer colors like the pinks and purples and blues and yellows, and I got some greens because you never have enough greens, but apparently I literally had 1 green missing because 905 is a parrot green, I think. But anyway, so I got some floss and I got some fabric. I've already used this one, but yeah, I got some nice new fabrics as well for backing my hoops. I hear whispering. Okay, I don't think they're gonna come in. Moving on to finished pieces for the week. Well, the fortnight, I guess. So this one has been a work in progress for a long time, and I'm so happy to say that it is complete. This is my 4,000 follower giveaway over on Instagram, and yes, that was a while ago. The winner has been super patient, and I sent her a message when I finished this late last week, just thanking her for her patience. And because despite the fact that it's a free thing that she's getting, a lot of people aren't particularly pleasant despite receiving free things, but she's been super patient and super nice. And yeah, so I thanked her, and she's like, what for, basically. So this one's all done, and I decided, because she'd been so patient and not been grouchy at me, that and because I wanted to, I did a bonus floral topper, which I am in love with. I think it's amazing. I'll show you it on the side so you can kind of see how 3D it is. But I think it's super cute, and I pulled colors from their outfits to match it. And this is the back. As you can see, I used my new fabric. But yeah, I will be sad to see this one go, I'll be honest, because I adore pretty much all of it. It's not my family. Like, it feels so silly to really like a piece that looks nothing like any of my family members. But I'm so glad this one's done, and I'll be hopefully sending it off in the mail tomorrow. The other finished piece I have is almost done. Technically, I am trying to figure out how I'm going to finish it completely, but I have this little piece that I did. This is just a little surprise piece that I decided to make for my husband because he loves Mario, and he's been a Mario fan since forever, probably since it started. But yeah, this was a little free pattern from, I will figure that out. I'm going to edit and figure it out. So it's a free pattern from the Retro Stitcher. I will do my best to link something, like either an Instagram or a website or something, to the original designer. I didn't do all of the design. It's got like some little decorations around the edge, but I wanted to keep it nice and small. So yeah, I will put a link to the pattern in the description. But this is what it looks like, and if you don't understand, it's from old Mario games where at the end of a level you could do like a pokies kind of scrolling thing, and you had to click the button to try and match the pattern of the upgrade. I should know the words for this, but basically you wanted to try and make like this, the three sections the same image, so like star top, star middle, star bottom, for example. But this is showing that you failed really hard, that you got three different things in one go, and yeah, it says shit happens. So I thought it was very cute, and it was a really quick stitch. It has a lot of colors, so my back is like super messy. It could be worse, obviously, but my goodness. She wrote on the pattern, she has listed how many stitches there are per color, and so many of them are like 2 or 4 or 6, you know. There's not many. And this was the piece that I needed 905 for, and so I had to substitute it. But like, I think my substitution was on par. Like, I think it looks fine. But yeah, so that will be for my husband, and I'm thinking I'm just going to put it in a little hoop. It'll sit nicer than what you see here, because it'll be more like this. Yeah, it'll be more like that. You won't see the inside bit because that'll be behind. But I was going to try and find, because I like to keep my little scrap pieces of sticky mount boards, and I thought I had a little tiny scrap that I could use for this. So I'm not set on putting it in a hoop yet, but I do want to give it to him tomorrow at the latest. So yeah, that was a fun distraction, basically. I've been meaning to stitch that for him for quite a while. So hi, this is Editing Kate. I realized way after I recorded this today that I didn't share the finished pieces of all of the teacher and therapist gifts. So that's why the audio sounds strange. That's why there might be some weird background noises, because my washing machine is running. But I wanted to share all of these pieces that I created and took so much time completing, and was so glad that I got them done before the week was out, that I had to share them. And I realized, that I only shared the works in progresses of them the last FlossTube. So here they are. I hope that you thought they were pretty cool, because I think they're pretty amazing, especially the people that they were given to. Those people are amazing as well. Those are my 2 finishes for the fortnight. Let's move on to some works in progress, which I'm only going to share things I've actually worked on. So there are patterns and pieces that I have in progress, but I haven't touched this fortnight. So I'm not going to show those because they haven't changed. But the first one is Pretty Little LA. This one doesn't look like I've done anything to it, but that's because I'm working on the white color. So there's this big bit here, and then there's these, what I assume are cars, and I'm working on this bit here, and there's a bit in the building up here. and I'm leaving the clouds till last for some reason. I don't know why, I just am. I do still need to catch up on one of the red colors because I had to unpick it here. You can kind of see the holes here a bit stretched. So I need to redo it all the way over here and fill in this bit because yeah, I had to, like I said, I had to unpick it and I still haven't redone it. But that is still very fun to work on. The next work in progress you'll understand, but I really enjoy working on 18 count because I do it with 2 strands so I can do a loop start. But I like how tiny they are. I don't know, it gives me warm fuzzies. And this is on 18 count, otherwise it would be ginormous. And on this topic, actually, I will, I've forgotten the word. I will distract myself. That works. Satsuma Street, who do these Pretty Little Cities pieces, have released, or are releasing very soon, another city, which is actually a country this time. She's doing Greece. So that gives me hope that maybe I could convince her to do Melbourne, because she did say in the post, let me know of other places that you'd like to see done. So if you're out there and you're willing, send her a contact through her website, which she has a new website, which is super cool. I was looking at it and it's good to see her getting off Etsy. She seems like she's not going to leave Etsy just yet. I'm not meaning to put words in her mouth, but it seems like she's not leaving Etsy completely, but it seems like she's going to be focusing on directing people to her website. So a big cross-stitch pattern designer moving away from Etsy is nice to see. But anyway, so she has a new city coming, which is a country, and I'd love to see her make Melbourne. I would buy that in a heartbeat and even pause whichever city I'm working on and work on that. Anyway, so that's coming along nicely, and again, this one is for me, so this one has no timeline, no rush to it. I just work on it when I feel like it. It is huge, and it fits in this, which I shared the video, I edited it in the video for last FlossTube, but it fits so good in this pouch from Sarah, so I don't have to use my crummy Ziploc bag that barely fit it anymore, so that's super cool. And it's got only 2 colors in it right now because I kept having to take out the colors that was in it to work on other stuff, so I'm only working on 1 color at a time anyway. But anyway, the next work in progress is also Satsuma Street, which is why I know about their website update. I decided to join her stitch along, which I'll be honest, this is my first stitch along that I've joined in on for someone else's stitch along, which is probably not great to admit, but I don't know, I like the idea of them. The structure, the thought of the structure and needing to do it in someone else's way has always kind of, I don't know, irked me a little bit. But I decided one evening that, yes, I want to do this. So this is as far as I've gotten. Her stitch along is, I think it's called Animal House. I will check that. Yeah, the Animal House. And so far it's got 2 releases of the pattern, and you can see them online. So I will show you, not a close-up, but I'll show you like what you can see so far. So that's the bottom of it. So I'm doing the top of what I assume is the entry to a house. And she's releasing it in 6 fortnight stages. I think it's fortnights. I joined the evening before she released part 2. So I am just gonna stitch these 2 bits together as though it was release 1, I guess. And that way I can continue my trend of working on each color at a time. But I really like her style. She described it on the website as if you enjoy the Pretty Little Cities or something else that she does, which I've always had my eye on buying as well. Can you tell I'm a fan? She described it as, if you like those pattern styles of hers, then you'll enjoy this one. I'm like, well, I do, so why not? And so with this one, which is why I mentioned it before, I'm doing this on 18 count because it is really big. She's recommended you do it on 14 count, but the finished size is on 14 count, 7.5 inches by 14 inches, which is just really big. I don't know, with the stitch along, I'm kind of like, I don't even know if I'm gonna really like the end piece, which is horrible to say. I feel like it is. But yeah, I don't know, I use it as an excuse to do more 18 count stitching, I guess. But yeah, that's how it's coming along, and that's my back, which is super neat right now. And oh my god, I was playing Floss Chicken like a boss on this. I think it was yesterday that I was doing the last stitches of it, but I was coming down this side and I literally had to keep re-threading my needle just to get those like last 2 stitches in. So I got there in the end. I just didn't want to have to cut new floss, and just for like 2 crosses basically, but we got there in the end. So that one is cool. I'm using another one of my pouches, and like I got all the colors that I needed, which is, she always picks such awesome looking colors together. There's no blue, which is interesting. So I'm wondering if blue will pop up in the pattern. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't, just because it's kind of her style. Yeah. So those are the 2 works in progress that I have touched this week. Obviously, I was working on the 2 pieces that I finished as well, so they were technically works in progress. A lot of the things I've been working on have been on my website, or catching up on emails, or just kind of noting down design ideas and stuff like that. So it's not stuff I can share or really show in any way. I did a major FlossTube update on my website because that page was a little bit uninspiring. So I made it what I think is a lot more usable and appropriate for that kind of page, where it has links to all of my floss tubes instead of just blog posts that I've written about floss tubes. Which I realized as I was doing it, I forgot to write a blog post for last fortnight's episode, and I was trying to do them every other episode, and it was every even numbered episode, so oh well. My blog has kind of largely gone ignored a bit on my website. I have all these ideas of posts to write. I'm finding it very difficult to sit down and focus on the writing part. That's always kind of been tricky for me. I definitely make the most of the inspiration to start writing a blog post, and I will like brain dump everything I need and then reorganize it in the text editor and get it done while I'm in that frame of mind, because I find it very hard to get back in that frame of mind. Regarding my website, still I have a new pattern that I didn't get around to putting up and online this past week. It was such a crazy week. Oh my gosh. Every day had something on, and it felt like every evening there was something on, and oh my gosh, it was a lot. And so I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to release this pattern. I'm probably just going to skip last week where there was nothing because there wasn't a floss tube and there wasn't a new pattern, and I'm just going to continue, and I'm just going to do my floss tube release tomorrow like normal, and then next Monday I'll do the new pattern that I have ready to go. Because if I don't do that, then I don't think I've got another pattern to release next week anyway. So I'm just brain dumping. I apologize. Anyway, some just real life stuff. It was Mother's Day last week, and it was probably the first Mother's Day in a long time that we haven't been doing something about moving house. Last year we were looking at houses to buy, and I think the 3 Mother's Days before that we were moving house. Like one of the years we were literally, like that day was when we were moving house. So it was really nice this year. I got to sleep in, and I got pancakes made for me for breakfast, and my kids made stuff at school to gift to me. And the day before I got some lovely flowers and chocolates from a local chocolatier. I don't know. And it was just, yeah, it was a really nice weekend, and it was lovely to just have the space to breathe. So yeah, so that was nice. And this past week my kids had their first belt test in martial arts, and they both got their new belts, and they're very excited about that. And I was super nervous about my oldest doing her belt test. She did kind of get it as more inspiration to attend better, because she didn't really participate in half of it, but it was super overwhelming and super loud and super busy, and she did so good. I was so proud of her, and she was so excited to get her yellow belt, and I think she is going to be ecstatic tomorrow when she goes to martial arts wearing her new belt. And my youngest is super excited. She was a little dragon, and so that just means that she's 3 to 5 years old, and they get different belts which are white with a coloured stripe. So she got white with yellow because it's her birthday next month, which is before the next belt testing round. They decided that because she's almost 6 and she has been really doing really well at paying attention and remembering everything she needs to do, that they're going to move her up a class. She's super excited because she's going to be with her big sister in that class, and I'm pretty stoked because it means I don't have to watch a kid for each of their sister's class, and we only have to be there for half the time. So that'll be pretty cool. I'll be able to just chill for half an hour. But yeah, they were super excited, and it was awesome to see them do the thing that they'd been working on. What else? I've been playing a lot of video games lately, which I'm hoping to translate maybe into some new patterns. So just like considering ideas and stuff like that, pretty much. I've been playing Flesh and Blood, which is a card game, kind of like Magic the Gathering, except better, in my opinion. I've been playing that again with my husband, which has been super awesome, and I've been trying to think of some kind of pattern that relates to card games in general, because as you guys are probably aware, I base a lot of my patterns on my own interests or my kids' interests or just things that make me laugh. So when I'm considering a new pattern, I do try to consider what other people would enjoy, but also what I would enjoy stitching. So if you've got any ideas on card game patterns or video game patterns, leave a comment below, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions from people. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is a reminder, because it's been a while since I talked about it, that if you had or are having a wedding that is not just like your typical white dress, black suit kind of wedding where you have traditional outfits, or you eloped and you had just like nice fancy clothes that aren't a white dress and a black tux, or if you are LGBTQ, or just like something that made your wedding extra, let me know if you are after a Stitch People portrait that's like this, because I want to expand my wedding portfolio I want to do a good deal for you, basically, where you'll get an awesome piece that encapsulates a really important time in your life and can be handed down to your kids or just enjoyed. So let me know in the comments if that is something that you'd like to chat about, because yeah, I love doing Stitch people portraits and I want to do more. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know, again, pattern ideas, and if there's a portrait that you could gift to someone as well. Like, it doesn't have to be for yourself, but a Stitch people portrait that fits that bill. Let me know in the comments, or send me a message through something like Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Yeah, I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you next time. Bye!